KILR KILR game.
Hello, gamers, simmers, and pilots. I am the Killer Gamer, and welcome to the beginning of the World Tour featuring Microsoft Flight Simulator from 2020. This is an exciting time because we're doing the new Flight Simulator version of the World Tour that we've been doing for the past couple of years since 2018. Which started with the Commodore 64, which was the very first flight simulator that I have played when growing up. And from there, it just went to, on that same day, I did flight simulators that had some meaning to me. I did also Flight Simulator 5 in '98. I had done did I do FSX? No, I think I did that later. Maybe I did. I can't remember. But I did X-Plane 11 because I had just gotten it around the time and I was relatively amazed by it. And it just grew from there. I added more simulators, ones that I hadn't played before, the old X-Planes, Sierra Pro Pilot, and just a whole list of stuff. And now we're doing Flight Simulator 2020. And just like all the other simulators, and it just makes sense when starting a world tour, is you start off at the classic airport of Merrill C. Meigs. Just because you gotta. And thanks to some custom content that a very talented artist was able to do, we have the airport. Normally the airport would not be here, but we have it. Yes, this is great. That way it doesn't look like an ugly island with mud and water and all that other garbage. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the first leg of our flight on this world tour. So as I mentioned, we are right here at Merrill C. Meigs. And we are making a short little flight right over here to Chicago O'Hare. Shouldn't be a really hard one. This is a great little introduction to the series without it being too long. And the map, which looks a little dated, yes it is, is from the Commodore 64 from Sublogic Flight Simulator 2. And I've been using this just to keep things consistent. There's a lot more airports in reality that are showing on this map, but to keep things kind of clean and neat and consistent, since they're all following the same flight plan, we're using this map for right now, so that way you can see why I picked the airports that I picked. And as far as all of them following the same flight plan, it gives you a chance to be able to compare these flights between all the different simulators, not just for graphic reasons, but just for experience reasons, as far as what was it like flying from one airport to another airport. Not just the graphics, but the little details in between. And now you get to experience that with the latest Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I gotta tell you, The sky out there is beautiful. We got a nice set of clouds. It's going to be an awesome flight. I really think you're going to enjoy this. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to request a pushback here. We'll keep the parking brakes on there. It should be, what, Control P or Shift P? I think it's Control P. Nope, Shift P. There he goes. He's moving. Yeah, so we got some ground services. Where's he? Okay. No, wait a minute. Why is he facing the other way? Here, let's undo the parking brake. He's like, I bet you I can do this backwards. Watch how talented I am. I can do this backwards. Look at my bum. Dude, man, how close you gonna get? Where in the world is he going? Okay. He has super speed, apparently. Alright, that's far enough. Who needs to fly? We'll just have him pick us up and run to Chicago O'Hare. Alright. Go ahead and turn all... okay, not all of them, but some of them. Torpedo heats. And turn the batteries on. Let's see, avionics is off. Okay, throttle in a little bit. Turn on the avionics. Perfect. Not going to worry about ATC right now. We're just going to... we'll talk to them once we get up in the air. Let's go ahead and go. And the other reason why I didn't want to contact ATC is, well, I want to make sure that we're taking off from runway 36, just like we have with all the other simulators. Except one, I think it was Flight Simulator 2000. Maybe, I can't remember what. I can't remember what I did. It was either that one or 2002, where they told me to take off from runway 18, and so I did. Oh well. All the different simulators, I try to do something different and unique with them. Yeah, there it is. The classic scene right there with runway 36. How awesome. Been looking forward to seeing this for a long time. I think it's time to take off. Woohoo! All the way from Flight Simulator 1 to Flight Simulator 2020, X-Plane 5 to X-Plane 11. And we get to see this classic takeoff scene right here. fly over here, just as we did on the other simulators. We've got the orange building, which doesn't look as orange over here. There's the fountain, which, well, doesn't quite work. But you'll recognize some of these buildings here. And is the Prudential building right here? It sure looks like it. There it is, the Prudential building. Something we haven't quite been able to do in the other simulators is really appreciate all of the buildings that are here in downtown Chicago. Yeah, so we'll just kind of fly around there. You can see the freeway down there with the cars. Got some free movement here. And we've got ATC.
Chicago approach 13F 13 Foxtrot is type Cessna Skyhawk 9 miles northeast of Midway. Request flight following. 13F 13 Foxtrot Chicago approach. Squawk 1154.
Just allowing you to take in the view and enjoy what you're seeing. Something that we have not been able to see in any of the other simulators is this level of detail. Of course, in reality, they probably would not appreciate a 172 flying as low as it is, but that's okay. Hey, we can even land on the freeway if we want. Check that out. This is definitely one of those wow simulators, I gotta tell you. I mean, my first simulator was the Commodore 64, which is why I had started the World Tour, was because I wanted to relive my memories of the Commodore 64. And then it just kind of went from there. Went to Flight Simulator 5 and Flight Simulator 98, 98 being one of my faves. And then FS9, Flight Simulator 2004, was one of those wow simulators for me. I was like, wow, this is what I've been waiting for. FSX and X-Plane, and ever since then I've added all the old simulators, getting the old X-Planes following, Sierra Pro Pilot. Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. But this is just absolutely fun to be able to fly over Chicago, and it actually looks like Chicago. It's not like photoreal scenery that just has autogen on it. I mean, well, you know, this is a good representation 3D wise in regards to the buildings, but this is just some amazing technology that Microsoft has been able to partner up with to to get it looking like this, along with, you know, there being maps. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. So you can even see the shadow of the plane down there too. Yeah, there's a church right there. Anybody know what church that is? Okay, so we have no signal from the VOR for some reason. Either one.
13F, 1 tree Foxtrot, contact Chicago approach on 133.625. 133.625 for 13F, 1 tree Foxtrot.
Now that is one thing that is a little problematic, and that it's saying decimal instead of point. That's not very accurate at all. Let's go ahead and change that here. 133.625.
Chicago approach 13F, 1 tree Foxtrot, 1,000 feet. 13F, 1 tree Foxtrot, Chicago approach, continue as planned. Altimeter tree 0.08.
So I'm going to go ahead and select the closest airport. Well, we want Chicago O'Hare, so we're going to request them. And we're going to go ahead and tune into their tower. Well, they got ATIS. Let's check that out. That's 135.40.
O'Hare Airport information, India 1300 Zulu. Flight 280 at 1 tree. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, few clouds at 500 feet, few clouds at 4,300 feet, few clouds at 12,200 feet. Temperature, 2.10. Altimeter tree 0.07.
Look at this tower here.
ILS runway 27 right, ILS runway 27 left, ILS runway 28 center, ILS runway 28 right, and ILS runway 28 left in use. Landing and departing runway 27 right, runway 27 left, runway 28 center, runway 28 right, and runway 28 left. Vfr aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact, you have India.
Okay.
O'Hare Airport information.
Now we'll tune in the tower.
1300 Zulu. Flight 280 at 1 tree. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, few clouds at 500 feet, few clouds at 4,300 feet, few clouds at 12,200 feet. Temperature, 2.10. Tower 13F, 1 tree Foxtrot is 6 miles east with Juliet to land. 13F, 1 tree Foxtrot tower. Make straight in runway 27 left. Altimeter tree 0.08, wind 280 at 1 tree. Fly straight in runway 27 left, 13F, 1 tree Foxtrot.
Okay, sounds good. Now, since we've got those instructions, one thing that we didn't do on the other flights with Navigraph is actually pull up the charts for that. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll pull that up on the screen here.
F1 tree Foxtrot, cleared to land runway 27 left. Wind 277 at 12. Cleared to land runway 27 left 13F 1 Tree Foxtrot.
It's like, hey, you better land quickly. 27 left, right? Okay. There's an ILS for it. There we go. So ILS is 110.5. And we're supposed to be coming in at around 2,200 feet. So let's go ahead and we will get that tuned in here. I'll need to turn off these little heading things that are there. 110.5. There we go. Okay, and the heading is 273. Which is right about there. And the airport is like right in front of us. So let's move around a little bit here. Make sure that we can land on the correct runway. Everything about this simulator, okay, well, not everything, but there's a lot about this simulator that is just fantastic. Okay, we're at the right height now. That's good. Just keeping an eye on our gauge here. Ooh, there it goes. There it goes. Localizer is alive. Start bringing down some flaps here. Some more flaps down. Now, if you're thinking my flying is a little bumpy, well, it's because I'm using a gamepad controller. Not a yoke or anything. Why don't I have one of those? Well, because I wind up spending my money on other stuff. Like old Flight Simulator expansions and stuff. Nice soft landing there.
F13 Foxtrot, exit runway when able.
Alright, we'll go ahead and take this one right here.
F13 Foxtrot, contact ground on 124.125. 124.125 13F13 Foxtrot.
To 4.125. There's actually 4 different frequencies that have ground, but the one they're giving us is 124.125. Now I can just click the button and it will automatically tune in, but this gives it, you know, a little bit more immersion. It's kind of nice. Now we can taxi to the gates, or we can taxi to parking. Oh, I love the taxi to gates with the Cessna. They really appreciate the fact that I do something like that. So,
ground 13F13 Foxtrot, taxi to the gate. 13F13 Foxtrot, taxi to gate Foxtrot 10 via taxiway Alpha 1 Bravo Alpha 2 Alpha Alpha 10. Taxiing to gate Foxtrot 10 via taxiway Alpha 1 Bravo Alpha 2 Alpha Alpha 10 13F13 Foxtrot.
Alright, now here's the question. Is the database up to date with what the airports would be today? So Navigraph is going to have updated information. But Flight Simulator, on the other hand, some areas are kind of, and some are not. But let's go ahead and take a look on Navigraph here, and we'll see what they have for the taxi routes. Okay, so here is the map for Chicago O'Hare, and we came in right here on 27 left. Can't really zoom in any closer than that. We're right about here. I would say. And so he was telling us to take Alpha 1 Bravo. Alpha 1, okay, that's it right there. This is Alpha 1. Bravo's right there. And then Alpha 2. Here's Alpha 2 right there. And then Alpha and Alpha 10. So Alpha 10, okay, is over in this area here where it says ARP. So I guess, yeah, I guess that's it right there. So we'll go ahead and put this back up. Now, something that is really also helpful is you can turn on a map here, a VFR map, as you can see. Make this a little bit bigger here. And you can come in here and you can zoom in. And it doesn't, you know, have the taxiways listed out, but this allows us to compare with what I have in Navigraph. Eventually, they'll have it to where you can connect it to Flight Simulator, and then there will be a little icon or something that represents your plane that's actually on the map. It's really neat. It works with FSX and P3D and X-Plane. So hopefully soon we'll get that here with Microsoft Flight Simulator as well. But the instructions were pretty much take this right here and come down basically like this. So we're going to come down like this and around. And Alpha 10 was right in here, right in this area. So this is where they're going to have us park. And just for reference, I can pull this off onto another monitor. It's just like FSX and P3D. You can say, hey, make that an unattachable window. I think that goes all the way back to Flight Simulator 2002, as a matter of fact. And the ATC window is also off on another monitor. So in case you're wondering. And there are different types of air traffic that you can have in here. You can have AI traffic, live traffic, or like the live traffic with actual players, other people that are flying. So, yeah. Pretty neat. One thing that we don't quite have yet is liveries. We don't have a really good traffic program as of yet, so eventually we will. There's the ATC window. I had to close it. Something weird was going on when I was scrolling around looking at stuff. Now there are 3 additions to Microsoft Flight Simulator: Standard, Deluxe, and Premium. You get, what is it, like 5 additional handcrafted airports and aircraft with the Deluxe, and then another 5 aircraft and airports with the Premium. And so what I have is the Premium one. Okay, so this should be the area right here. And we'll just go ahead and park it right over here. Because, you know, this is where Cessnas actually go. We're a special Cessna, what can I say? I mean, this is the World Tour. This is the famous World Tour. Go ahead and turn everything off here. There we go. Now, sadly, unlike the older simulators, you cannot open the doors in this. That's a disappointment. You can, there is a Coronado plane in which you can open up the door and you can open up the window, but that seems to be about the one of the only few benefits of that. There's been some reviews on that plane that have not been so good. So, and you know, I want to try a few different aircraft here for you folks, so that way you can see some different types of stuff. And also too, I think you might appreciate some external views here. There's also ground services, which is pretty neat. And this is one of the handcrafted airports, Chicago O'Hare. Okay, well, there we go. We'll stop it here, and I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please click that like button and share the video. Leave some comments. It all helps out. Helps support your independent content creators, because the corporations are taking over YouTube, and we don't want that. We want the you in YouTube. So help me out, help the channel out. Spread the good word. It really helps. And another thing you can do is, if you're new here, subscribe and ring that notification bell, so that way you get notified of when a new video of this series is uploaded, as well as the other series that I have for flight simulation, and I do other things that are on this channel as well throughout the week. So subscribing means you get to be part of the KILR community, which is an awesome community, and getting that notification, pretty important. You kind of, you know, might want to know when something new comes up. And something else that you might be interested in are live streams that I happen to do over on Twitch. Many times when I'm recording episodes, I will also live stream at the same time, which will give you folks a chance to be a part of the show. Also, another thing is Instagram, where I take pictures and photos of projects that I'm working on behind the scenes. If it tends to get a little bit quiet, you can always check over there on Instagram to see what it is that I might be up to. Also, Twitter, I use that for official KILR news and announcements. Another great way to kind of stay up to date on what's going on with the channel. I don't do the same thing on Instagram that I do over on Twitter, so I try to keep them separate and a little bit unique. So subscribing to both, it's a good thing. I appreciate it. And then there is Snapchat. Once in a while, I'll just do something fun and silly with Snapchat. So if you happen to have an account, you can add me there as well. And for those of you who enjoy the things that I do and would like to support me, I do have a Patreon account. So there are different tier levels set up there with different bonuses and rewards. And you know, I hope you like what you see over there, and whatever you're willing to give really helps out. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you on the next leg of our exciting journey. Have a killer awesome day.